distinguished guests, esteemed members of the HPCL family, and esteemed viewers from every corner of our nation, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to this thrilling installment of HP Unplugged. Today marks the inauguration of a special series where we engage with remarkable women leaders who have left an indelible mark on HPCL. Being honored as the best enterprise in the Maharatna category for the second consecutive year by the Forum of Women in Public Sector, it is my distinct privilege to introduce to you our esteemed women leaders. I am Ankita Borkar, Manager Human Resources, and I am thrilled to introduce this episode series with our first guest, Ms. Jolly Sony, a visionary in the realm of technical audit at our esteemed headquarters. In her current capacity as General Manager Technical Audit, Ms. Sony brings to the table a remarkable 34-year journey in the energy sector. Her expertise lies in the intricacies of hardcore engineering profiles, making her a cornerstone of excellence within our organization. Ms. Sony's trajectory is nothing short of awe-inspiring. From her humble beginnings as an officer trainee at our Mumbai refinery location to her current pivotal role as General Manager Technical Audit, she has surmounted countless obstacles with unwavering determination and expertise. Her story truly is a testament to tenacity and expertise. So prepare to be enthralled as Ms. Jolly Sony graciously shares her wealth of experiences and insights in this exclusive interview centered around the theme of engineered excellence. Warm welcome to you, ma'am, on HP Unplugged. We are truly delighted to have you today with us on this exclusive interview.
Thank you, Ankita.
As we begin, ma'am, by reflecting on your remarkable journey, right from the role of officer trainee to this coveted general manager position today, we'd like to know what were those pivotal moments for you that defined the philosophy of leadership for you in your career and also shaped your leadership style?
When I go back in memory to those times when I joined in 1990, coming from a very small town called Bhilai, Madhya Pradesh, I am proud and I feel blessed to have worked with bosses who are great visionaries, and many of my colleagues who are very good human beings. I am impressed by those qualities which are very close to my heart. Like, for example, if you say, it's like being frank and fair, empathetic towards fellow beings, and maintaining a relationship which is full of trust, respect, and transparency, and offering opportunities to the people who work around you to grow and develop themselves. So I stick to very basics in life, and I think that has formulated my leadership styles. Even today also, when I am faced with some problems, I think of those bosses, how they would have handled this problem, and definitely some solutions emerge.
Ma'am, that's truly a story of your commitment to growth and development. Quite inspiring, and that brings me to this next question, wherein as someone who is so deeply rooted in the refinery technical profiles, which is all along your refinery setup, quite early on in your career, and that makes me sure that you might have faced numerous challenges on the way. Can you share a specific instance which you overcame and that left a mark on your career?
There were many challenges. Being the only lady engineer when I joined in 1990, all guys around, that was a big challenge for me, having come from a very small town.
Wow.
So I thought, पानी में रह के मगरमच्छ से बैर नहीं करना है, and then I got friendly with those people, and now I never feel that difference of being a woman and a man. But going on in my career, there were challenges like balancing family life and professional life. But these things were addressed very calmly and very smoothly because of the support from my family, and the people who were around me were very helpful. But the real challenge came when I moved on, and in late 90s, I remember there was turnaround in Mumbai refinery, and we ladies were not allowed to go to field during the turnaround, and we were asked to make some reports sitting in the office till 8 o'clock. And the challenge was that we had to work all 40 days together without any leave in between Saturdays, Sundays, no leaves. And then the timing was 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The other challenge was I had 2 kids at that time. My son was about 6 or 7, and my daughter was 1 or 2 years of age. So that was a big challenge. And but I thought being a chemical engineer sitting in the office doesn't suit me. So I approached my boss and I told that I would like to work in the field. And he said, no, according to the Factory Act and all, you cannot work in the field. But then I said, beyond a certain time. So I said, although I am in the refinery, I am working 8 to 8, and that too sitting in the refinery premise only. So why not go to the field? So that logic stuck, and he took me to then CGM, and then they allowed me to work in turnaround. And that was the time I understood that you have to approach people with logic. They will definitely listen to you. And that gave me little courage also, interacting with lot of people in the field and all. That gave me the confidence also to move ahead. Later on, during 2008 and 2011, I was in central engineering, and I was given the task of implementing SPM project in Vizag. At that time, I was a manager, I think. That was a big challenge for me because I am a chemical engineer and the job was full of mechanical stuff. I didn't know ABCD of mechanical stuff, so I was really tensed up. I approached my boss, I said, this is all mechanical and I don't know ABCD of it. But he convinced me that it will be very good for your career and all. So that is the time in the whole career of mine, I have studied the most. So because everything was new to me. And another great challenge was during this project I had to travel to various places for approvals, meetings with vendors, stakeholders and etc. And above that, my children were in a critical stage in their lives. That is, son was in 12th and daughter was approaching class 10. So, but then one day I was full of guilt. I was traveling all over the place and then I was not available at home. So I told my son that I feel guilty that I'm not able to help you out. So he said, can you write the exam for me?
Oh.
So then he said, if it is no, then you do your job, I'll do my job. That is where that guilt went out of me. And then there was a big group which helped me. That is, first is husband, who was very supporting, a trusting boss. He gave all the freedom to me. You go ahead, and if there is any problem, you revert to me. Otherwise, you have all freedom in life. And then there was neighbors who helped me, looking after kids. Where are they going? At what time they are going? What time they are coming in my absence and all. And there was a lady who was employed to do the top work. She also went out of her scope of job to help me with lot of things which was not in her job area. So that way, that period smoothly went off, and that is the time when I gained lot of courage. And thereafter, no looking back, I had the courage in my personal life also. That gave me lot of courage to take up tasks which are difficult also. So this is what I feel ki if you are helpful to people around, you can encash it when you require it.
Yes.
So that has been very.
That is
That is a experience with me.
Such a wonderful perspective, ma'am. Thank you for sharing it so openly with us. It is true, as you said, that there could be limitations when you aspire high, but then that is how you create your way ahead, and with your support systems that you have built in along your journey, that all works for you.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So then that brings me to this next question, and I would love to hear your perspectives on this. Do you believe mentorship is important for one to have in a workplace setting that can help them navigate those workplace challenges effectively? And if yes, what would be your advice to all the women professionals out there on seeking mentorship guidance on their journey?
Definitely, I feel mentorship is required, especially for ladies, because it gives them support and courage, encouragement. It gives encouragement to them to move ahead in life, whether in their professional or in personal space. In places like refineries, we are in a minority. Ladies are in a minority, and we feel isolated sometimes. So when you connect with them, they feel great, and they start giving the results required. And they feel a family type of atmosphere when somebody is there to help them out in their problems and troubles. And it's not only mentees who gain from this, even the mentor gains from it, because we are the old generation, the new generation. It's a give and take affair.
Yes.
If you ask me advice, some of the things are from my personal experiences. As I said earlier, you have to have a good networking of people who will help you with things. For that, you have to help them first. Don't expect them to help you first. You help them out in their needs, and that you can encash when you are in requirement. You require some help. First thing is that. Second thing is, an employed lady, statistically it says an employed lady creates 1.5 times the GDP of a man.
Wow.
So, if you're employing a lady who's helping you out in your other course which you cannot do yourself, you are employing her, and look into her life little. Don't consider her as a servant. She is there to help you to grow in your life. So you have to help her grow in her life. So you have to loosen your purse string a bit and help her out, so that she will, I'll bet she will be loyal. This is from my experience. I had a lady who helped me with all these courses when children were small, and till off late, she was there with us. Now my children are married, so now I don't require such help. So that is the thing I say. When you help, the help comes back to you. And the other thing which I want to tell the ladies is that don't worry about anything. You do your job, you do your duty very sincerely, and anything you do sincerely will give you the fruits. And don't be bothered about what other people say. Oh, he's seeing like this, I will hear this from her. Don't bother about those things. Once you have done your duty sincerely, leave it at that, and fruits will come on its own. That's what I have learned from my experiences, and I think it works now also.
That's wonderful, ma'am. Rightly pointed out, because as a setup like refinery could be very daunting in case if you listen to what's being said and not venture out on your own. And that requires guts, but at the same time, it requires you to be open, as you said.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to please yourself only, not anybody else.
Yes.
You have to please only yourself. Half the tensions will be away.
Yes, and it is also a give and take, as you mentioned. I love that answer, because most of the times we focus on how will things work out for me, but it's also important how you make it easy for someone else, because you gain a lot in that way.
The happiness is very high. The happiness quotient which comes out of it is very high. Very high.
Very true, ma'am. Wow. I'm loving our conversation. And this brings me to another interesting question. So ma'am, by now we have known your journey and it's nothing short of a power-packed story. What is your mantra that helps you stay inspired and on top of your game always? And I mean, considering the challenges that we as women have to face in our professional as well as our personal lives, we juggle quite a lot.
Yeah.
So what is your mantra?
My mantra is very simple and basic. As I said earlier, you have to be free and frank. You have to be empathetic with people around you. You have to build relations based on trust, respect and transparency. And you have to allow to grow people around you, grow and develop. You have to help them grow and develop. You have to be a source to help them grow. So these are the simple things which I follow in my life. Nothing great, but it definitely helps.
That is amazing, ma'am. We are definitely a part of this youth sea, and how the ways we connect with it is what benefits everyone, and it benefits us as well. It's very nicely said. So that brings me to a very interesting question about your personal life, I'd say. So considering your background is in chemical engineering, and we hear once you are into an engineering stream, it becomes difficult to have any hobbies. Do you agree with that? Like, if I had to ask you, what are those surprising hobbies that you have which could help us see ma'am in apart from her professional persona? What would it be?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question, and yes, I do have hobbies, not known to my immediate colleagues and friends. I am a part of the church choir. People will laugh at me if I say so. They will not believe me. But then I sing at the altar space in the carol singing and all.
Oh, wow.
But don't ask me to sing alone. I'll wobble.
Oh, I wish we could do that.
But it's an interesting thing. You connect with people out of HPCL also and see their perspective, how their lives are. And you spend some time with the group, learning the thing together and all. That's an enjoyment in itself. Second thing is, I love cooking. Although it's a female forte, but I love cooking. Any time, any number, and if people like eating, I love cooking. So aloo paratha and fish cutlet is my speciality. My family says so.
Visiting your home, ma'am.
definitely, anytime. But with prior intimation, I may not be at home at that. These are the things.
Wow, that's really good, because considering the setup in which you operate, in which all of us operate actually today, it's important to have something that brings you joy.
Yeah, and I would mention one more thing. I have never kept a cook in my house till date.
Wow.
In my busy schedule also, I manage cooking on my own.
That is commendable. I mean, truly commendable. Looking at your journey right from, you mentioned 1999. 1990. I cannot even think of the challenges that could have been then. And considering women working in a refinery setup was very challenging. And despite that, you've maintained your hobbies and what brings you joy, and it's truly commendable, ma'am. It was an absolute pleasure, ma'am, talking to you on HP Unplugged today, gaining your insights and wisdom from your journey and also your perspectives. I am definitely sure that our viewers have very much benefited from that. On behalf of our viewers and HPCL family, I would love to thank you once again for taking out the time and sharing your perspectives with us today, ma'am.
Thank you,
so
Ankita.
much.
Thank you, Ankita, for the chance given to speak on this forum.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this exciting episode of HP Unplugged with Miss Jolly Sony, General Manager Technical Audit, we express our immense gratitude for her invaluable insights. Her passion for excellence and her diverse range of interests serve as an inspiration to us all. To our viewers, your time and attention are greatly appreciated. We hope you found this discussion as valuable as we did. We are committed to bringing you diverse perspectives as we continue to explore the journeys of extraordinary women in HPCL. Stay tuned for more stories that inspire and uplift only on HP Unplugged.